Next up is KAP International. Well, it's interesting we're talking about them next. This will demonstrate just how a rising market cap puts you higher up on the Hot Stocks show. Remember, it used to be a funny little collection of industrial businesses, but in 2012, it did a big deal involving Steinhoff, in which instance Steinhoff put two huge businesses, PG Bison and Unitrans, into the company in exchange for scrip. Since then, they sold it down a little bit, but Unitrans, of course, is a business that is involved with logistics, transport, and the likes. You'll have seen their trucks out on the road. Joe Grevere is the CEO and runs it as a result of his elevation from the Unitrans side of the business. Market capitalization, 14.6 billion rand. Pretty impressive number. Price to earnings ratio 16.47, dividend yield just below 2%. And Rowan, you got us into this stock in the portfolio. You liked it and it's done well.
Yes, yeah. So I think, as you said, they've sort of been refashioning themselves as a more focused industrial group. I think you've got a very strong management team there, sort of under the guidance of Steinhoff. They still own 45% of the business, and it's actually become, I guess, with the share price appreciation, a bit more meaningful, notwithstanding that they sold down. And I think very nicely positioned. It was reasonably geared, the business, but that has obviously helped in terms of the earnings growth. It's de-gearing quite quickly. The PG Bison business has been doing well. The logistics business has continued to do well.
PG Bison is timber products and related issues.
The fiberboard, yes, yeah. So a manufacturing operation. I think what you've seen recently, what's also been a bit of a tailwind, because they're in between reporting periods, so the only real news is that there's been significant insider buying. The CEO's been buying, and some of the directors of those subsidiaries have also been buying, and you're seeing off the back of that the share price move up quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, let's look at that share price moving up quite nicely. So we've been benefiting from that as it's moved from around 4 till around 6 in recent times. So just remind me, when are you expecting results? And I'm assuming you're still hot on this one?
Yes, so middle of August. So we're not going to get much information until then, but I certainly, they've recently did the Restonic acquisition. I think that's going to be nice and earnings accretive. Solid growth from the underlying operations, which will translate into solid earnings growth.
And as always, we know that companies like this, where there's been fairly significant restructuring, the market does take a while to kind of get its head around what the sustainable earnings level is. If they deliver good results in that period, it can be a recipe for better shareholder returns.
Absolutely.
Hot on this one.
Hot.
Good.